We have agreed about the Laudato Si, that everything is closely interrelated. This has therefore called for a broader vision that will respect many important spheres of life if we are thinking about the ways we can go about our land, our dealings with the land that will not harm the land, and to curb the kind of deterioration and crises that are going on in the land. We have to pay attention to very important spheres of life. That is what Integral Ecology Chapter 4 is just talking about. I wish to thank you very much for following us and being our friend of Christ, and liking our videos and sharing our videos, commenting our videos, and keeping us going. We are so much thankful to you for that. If this is the first time of coming into contact with this important message, kindly subscribe to our channel, kindly like and share our videos, and keep us going. This is the fourth chapter in our discussion today, and I would like to run you through what we are about to do in this chapter. We are talking about ecology here, we are talking about environment here, we are talking about environmental ecology here, we are talking about social ecology here, economic ecology here, we are talking about the ecology of daily life as well. We will end with the principle of the common good and justice between the generations. These are the things that the chapter Integral Ecology has for us. When we say ecology, we are saying that there is a relationship that exists between living organisms and the environment in which they develop. That is what we call ecology. So we can begin thinking about the kind of habitat we are providing for these living organisms, ourselves inclusive, the kind of environment we are providing for the poor and the needy, so the physically challenged and the visually impaired. What kind of condition of life are we giving them? Let us think about what ecology is. What kind of world are we providing for living organisms? What kind of water bodies are we giving to the aquatic animals? What kind of water are we giving for those that are in the forest? What kind of conducive environment are we giving to the creatures of this land? That is what we are thinking about as far as ecology is concerned. When we say environment, it is the relationship that exists between nature and the society that lives in nature. So we can as well think about what kind of society, what kind of nature we are providing for that society. What is that bond about? How is it faring? This chapter is a very reflective chapter, and as we are talking about the things, we have to begin to reflect on the things we are doing. Nature is not something far away from man, neither is man far away from nature. Mankind is part of nature as well as nature being part of mankind. We are closely interrelated indeed. Environmental ecology will take into consideration all these three things that we have already talked about. So how do we live harmoniously as creatures of one God? That is the environmental ecology. And what is the conducive environment that we are providing for ourselves to live in? That is environmental ecology. Cultural ecology speaks to our conscience about our heritage and our cultural demands, especially those cultural demands that speak to us about how God is the Father of everything and how the things that we have are gifts from God that we must respect. Not as commodities that can be used and be dumped. We can work with these kind of heritage, cultural heritages, cultural values. We can work with these kind of cultures so that we can better care for the land. That is what we call cultural ecology. It means that culture can help us to cater for the land. Our way of life can help us to cater for the land. Social ecology goes into strengthening social bonds between social institutions so that they can harmoniously work to cater for the needs of society. That is social ecology. And so we have social institutions that are the family, the economic institution, the marriage institution, the educational institution, and many other institutions. They must work hand in hand, like how parts of a living organism have to work hand in hand for the growth of the organism. Same way, the social institutions that we have must work together. So there cannot be reason for their separation because they have to work harmoniously. So we have to strengthen our social bonds. We are really indeed socially interrelated. and we have to regard that as important if we are really thinking about how to overcome the harms that are going on in the land. Ecology of daily life speaks to us, speaks simply about how our day-to-day activities will help us to cater for the land. Yes, when you go to the urban centers, for instance, when you see how the place is congested and the up and downs of the city to the detriment of other people, roads need to be constructed because more cars are coming into the system. People resort to public vehicles, public transport system, find inconveniences, they would like to procure their own cars, and all these things will bring about more roads to be constructed for people's houses to be pulled down so that they will get more roads to use in the cities. This is how ecology of daily life is working, so that all of us who are about our daily activities, we do it not to the detriment of society, but for the common good of society. Ecology of daily life, how are we thinking about that as well? When we talk about the principle of the common good, it's simple. It says that all of us are moving towards a particular fulfillment. This fulfillment says that yes, all of us need a particular dignity and respect, that all of us have to live our life as God demands of us. And so it is no reason for anyone to think that I can live my life and harm another person as I am looking for my good. So the fulfillment that all of us need must be catered for and must be provided by each and every one of us. We all have to contribute our hands and heads to the fulfillment of everyone. So we can never think about ways of harming other people as we are journeying towards our fulfillment. We are all working together. We are all journeying together to that fulfillment. So that is the principle of the common good. We share that good. We share that fulfillment. And so we have to work hand in hand in attaining that fulfillment. And lastly, the justice between the generations. We have inherited a particular commodity, a particular land from the past generation. And as we are living our lives now, what kind of world are we leaving for those who are coming after us? That is a question you have to ask ourselves. Already, I have told you that this chapter is a reflective chapter. What kind of world are we leaving for the next generation? Let's think about it. And it will help us to cater for the land, because being conscious of this should change our attitude towards the world, towards the land. So that is what we are talking about in integral ecology. A very reflective chapter. What kind of world are we living for the next generation? So we talked about ecology here. We talked about environment as well as nature. We talked about environmental ecology, cultural ecology, and social ecology, economic ecology. And we talked about ecology of daily life as well. We talked about justice between generations, and then the principle of the common good. And one important question that must run through our mind, that we have to reflect on all the time, that this chapter has offered us, is that are we helping other creatures to journey towards the fulfillment, or we are taking it away from them? Are we helping the poor and the needy in the society to also journey towards the fulfillment, or we are taking it away from them? And so therefore, what kind of world are we living for those who are coming after us? Very important reflective question that must go through our life. So I thank you very much for making me a facilitator in this chapter as well. And thank you for attention and how you have been closely running with me and journeying with us in the care for a common home message of the Holy Father Pope Francis in his encyclical called the Laudato Si. I have one special word for you today, is that regard everything that is going on in your life as tests that will help shape your life for the future. Every harm that is going on, every crisis you are passing through, every difficult time that you are passing through in life, regard this as an opportunity for you to explain God's glory to other people. God is the one who called you, and He has the better answers to your questions. Whenever you're in trouble, run to God, and He has a say that will speak volumes about His glory and His greatness to other people. Don't worry about anything, but anything, go to God in prayer, and I hope that you'll be fine. I pray for you and with you that God will bless and keep you. And may God change our disposition towards the land and help us to grow from strength to strength and in His grace. Thank you very much. And I wish you a very good and a bright moment. I am a friend of Christ, and you are also a friend of Christ. And as we are together friends of Christ, let us cater for our Father's property. Bye-bye.